Hello guys and welcome to the BP Gaming Network. We are playing Out of the Park Baseball 19 featuring our Oakland Athletics franchise 2018 season. This is episode 21, I believe, week 11 into our season. And we're going to play out a game on this episode. So we've got a matchup today against the Los Angeles Angels. Their starting pitcher for today's game is going to be Shohei Ohtani. The Japanese phenom. He hasn't been pitching very well in this game so far into the season. In 79 and 1/3 innings, he's got 5.33 ERA. And I guess they've only been using him as a pitcher in this particular game, even though the game does have two-way players. We'll be sending out Chris Bassitt as the starting pitcher for the Oakland A's. Bassitt has been pitching exceptionally well. He's got an ERA of 2.73 in 79 innings. So comparatively, he's playing or pitching way better than Shohei Ohtani. So we're excited about this game. And briefly, we'll show you guys sort of how things have progressed so far mid-month. So like I said, week 11... we've already had 3 games. We had a 3-game series against the Houston Astros, and they beat us 2-1. So didn't go as well as we hoped, but Houston is playing really well, as they should, and so it wasn't a huge disappointment. So far into this month of June, I think we could say that things are a little bit even. We've lost some games, won some games. It's not as bad as we were performing in May. So things are starting to look up a little bit better. We've noticed a few of our players are starting to play well. Jet Lowry, who was on a major slump the first month and a half, I'd say, into the season, has really picked it up. I mean, he's now batting .280. He's got 5 home runs. So, that's a bright spot. Jet Lowry being one of the veterans of this team, we're expecting a lot from him. Chris Davis is still just tearing it up. I mean, 19 home runs, 3.15 average. 315 average, which is just amazing. So we've got some bright spots and we've got some struggles. The biggest player right now for a team who's in a major slump is Marcus Semien. So far into the season, he's batting .179. He's only got 5 home runs, 6 doubles, and 2 triples. So he is, I would say, underperforming in a really major way. Defensively, I mean, he's been okay. He hasn't given up too many errors compared to the way he had performed the last few years. He's sort of improved. So out of 271 total chances, he's only given up 11 errors. I mean, it's a lot of errors, but he had been performing a lot worse than this before, so this is an improvement. So he's still in the lineup, and let's just see. We've got him right now playing as the shortstop, and with his struggles, I mean, we don't have a lot of other players that we can replace him with that are performing any better. But he's going through a bit of a slump right now, so we may have to bring in a different starter for this game just to switch things up. So I'm going to go into my 7-day lineup. This is what our lineup is expected to look like. We could change a few things before the game starts. And like I said, Semien is batting 9th. And probably going to give Frank Barreto an opportunity to play shortstop in place of Semien, just because of his slump. All right, so there we are, and we shall advance now to the game. So here we are, pre-game screen. So we've just made that slight change. I'll walk you guys through our lineup. So batting leadoff will be Dustin Fowler. Dustin Fowler has been playing really well for us. He's got a 281 batting average. He's also extremely athletic. Obviously, that's why we've got him in leadoff. He's got the speed to to steal and run through the bases. Jed Lowry, you could see he's literally really performing well over the last few weeks. So he's batting second. In the number 3 hole is our best hitter right now, Chris Davis. We've got Matt Olson as the cleanup hitter. Matt Olson has been struggling quite a bit, but you still can't deny the power that he's bringing to the team. So you know what? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to make a little change there. Matt Olson has really been struggling. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna move Matt Joyce as the cleanup hitter, and then we're gonna move Matt Olson down. So there we go. Matt Joyce is now gonna be our cleanup hitter. Batting 5th will be Renato Nunez. This young kid, we've brought him up from AAA Nashville, and he's performing extremely well. He's got the power as well. So Olson moves to 2nd spot. Stephen Piscotty, who's currently on a slump, is going to bat 7th. Bruce Maxwell, also who went through a little bit of a slump, but he's still playing well overall, will bat 9th. And then Franklin Barreto will bat 9th. So that's our lineup. If we take a look at just the comparative stats here, you could see the Angels are currently in 2nd place in our division. They've got a 37-33 record, and their batting average 248 is good for 11th in the American League. On-base percentage is good for 7th. Pitching wise, their team ERA is 4.39, which is good for 7th in the American League. Their starters ERA is 4.59, and their bullpen ERA is 4.07. When you take a look at Oakland, on the other hand, we are 5th in our division with a record of 27-42. Offensively, our batting average is 240, which is good for 13th place in the American League. If we take a look at our pitching, our ERA overall is 4.66, which is good for 10th in the American League. And our starters ERA is 4.87, good for 9th. So overall, obviously, the Angels are performing a lot better than we are. We are definitely underperforming. All right, having said that, here are some of the leaders between the two teams in various categories. You can see Chris Davis is all over this map. He's basically the leader between the two teams when it comes to batting average, home runs, slugging. I mean, look at that OPS. I love that. That is awesome. We've got the leader in WAR, which is Mike Trout there with a 2.9 WAR, and Chris Davis is number 2 with a 2.8. Essentially, all you can see here is Trout and Chris Davis. They're basically the stars offensively. Pitching wise, again, this is just leaderboard comparing the two teams, so not overall. We've got our pitchers are performing really well. If you look at that leaderboard there for ERA, Chris Bassett just really amazed me the way he's performed so far into this season. But you can see they've got a lot more records than we do, but we're putting up a good fight compared to their team. So that's enough of the pre-game warm-ups. Let's get started and move into the Oakland Coliseum and get this game started. So here we are at the Coliseum. We've got Chris Bassett on the mound, and I'll introduce the defense. Catching is Bruce Maxwell. Matt Olson is going to play first base. Jed Lowry will be second base. Renato Nunez is going to play third base. Franklin Barreto will be in shortstop. And Chris Davis will play left. Dustin Fowler will be our center fielder. And Stephen Piscotty will be the right fielder. All right, Chris Bassett is ready to throw the first pitch. And we've got their the leading hitter here for the Angels, Nolan Fontana. All right, it's a cool evening, 63 degrees. Nolan grounds out to the second baseman, and he is set down. And here we've got Mike Trout batting next with 1 out, nobody on for the Angels. Trout grounds out to the shortstop, and he is set down at first base. And now we've got Cole Calhoun batting third. And Calhoun works a walk, and he will be on first base. So they've got a run on first, and Justin Upton, the left fielder for the Angels, is batting next. And he hits a pop fly that is caught by the catcher, retiring the side, and the inning is over. All right, quick introduction for the Angels. Defensively, Shohei Ohtani will be the pitcher. Martin Maldonado will be the catcher. Luis Valbuena is going to play first base. Ian Kinsler will be in second. Zach Kozut will play third. Nolan Fontana will be the shortstop. Justin Upton will play left field. Mike Trout, as usual, will be in center field. And Cole Calhoun will play right field. Leading for Oakland is Dustin Fowler with nobody on, nobody out. Fowler hits a line drive to left field, and he is set down. It's caught by the left fielder. Jet Lowry is batting next with 1 out, nobody on. Jet is going to ground out to the shortstop, and he's retired at first. Chris Davis batting third, and Davis is going to fly out to right field, it looks like. Yep. Retiring the side, and now we move on to the second inning. Luis Valbuena will lead off for the Angels, and it's a ground ball to the first baseman, and he is retired. Ian Kinsler batting next. Kinsler hits a double to center field, and he is on at second. All right, so that brings up Ryan Schiff, the DH. They've got a run on second with 1 out. And the DH, Ryan Schiff, strikes out, swinging. That brings up Zach Kozut, the third baseman, with a run on second and 2 outs. Kozut is going to go... well, not deep, but it's going to get a double that scores a run. So a run-scoring double. And the Angels take the lead 1-0. It's still 2 out with a run on second. Now Martin Maldonado. And he strikes out swinging. That retires the side. So the Angels lead the game 1-0. Matt Joyce is going to lead off in the second for Oakland. Joyce is going to ground out to the second baseman, and he's retired at first. Renato Nunez, the third baseman for Oakland, and he is going to hit a ground ball straight to the third baseman. They retire him at first. Matt Olson facing Shohei Ohtani. Olson is going to get on base via walk. So now Oakland have a run on first, and batting next, Stephen Piscotty with 2 outs. Piscotty flies out to right center, and that retires the side, and the inning is over. So we're going to go into the top of the third. Batting leadoff for the Angels is Nolan Fontana, and he grounds out to the second baseman. Mike Trout is batting next. He grounds out to the first baseman. Cole Calhoun batting third with 2 outs. Calhoun flies out to right field. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Bassett. All right, the Angels still lead 1-0. We are now at the bottom of the third. And Bruce Maxwell is going to lead off for Oakland.
Strike 3.
Maxwell strikes out swinging, and he is retired. Franklin Barreto is batting next with 1 out, nobody on. And he is set down by strikes. Shohei Ohtani is not playing any games today. And now we're back to the top of the lineup. Dustin Fowler batting next with 2 out, nobody on. Fowler is retired, flies out to the left, and that ends the inning. We'll advance to the 4th inning with the score still 1-0 Angels. And now batting leadoff at the top of the 4th is Justin Upton for the Angels. And Upton strikes out swinging. So Luis Valbuena will bat next. And he hits a low grounder to the pitcher, and they retire him at first. Ian Kinsler batting next. Looks like Kinsler hits a single to left field, and he's on base at first. So with Kinsler at first, Bassett is going to try and hold the runner there. And that looks to be a line drive to center field. And that's a double for Ryan Schimpf, the DH. And that advances the runner to third. And Ryan Schimpf takes up second. So with runners at second and third, Zach Kozak batting next. He already has 1 hit. It's still 2 out. So let's see if Chris Bassett can get out of this one. Bassett scores a strikeout there as Kozak strikes out swinging, gets out of trouble. That brings us to the bottom of the 4th inning. Batting leadoff is Jed Lowry for Oakland. And Lowry is going to fly out to left field. And that brings up Chris Davis with 1 out, nobody on. Davis strikes out looking. He's set down. Now we've got 2 outs. Matt Joyce will be batting next. Joyce comes up with what looks to be a double to right field, and he is on at second base. That's the first hit for Oakland, and that puts a runner in scoring position for Renato Nunez. With 2 outs still, and the score is still 1-0 Angels. Renato Nunez may have come through with a home run, and he sure does. Outstanding. I love this kid. He is playing so well. Renato Nunez with a home run, score a 2-run home run. So now the score is 2-1 Oakland. So now both teams are on the board. And we've got Matt Olson batting next with 2 outs, nobody on.
Strike 3.
Matt Olson strikes out swinging, and that ends the inning, retires the side. And now we move on to the top of the 5th. Chris Bassett facing the leadoff Martin Maldonado for the Angels. And Maldonado is going to fly out to right field. Nolan Fontana, the shortstop, will be batting next. And he comes up with a single to center field. And he is on base at first. So, runners on first, and with 1 out. This is where strategy needs to kick in. So we're going to have the defense playing double play depth. And we're going to have Bassett try to hold this runner. All right, so Fontana nonetheless manages to steal that base. That's disappointing. And Trout, oh, he's gonna ground out to the shortstop, and he's set down. That was a good opportunity for the Angels. You could see the sun is going down now. We've got shadows on the pitch. Cole Calhoun is going to come up with a a single to right field. That scores a run. The game is now tied 2-2. We still have a run on first with 2 outs, and Justin Upton is batting next for the Angels. And he strikes out swinging, so the score remains at 2-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Steven Piscotty is going to lead off for Oakland, and with nobody out. And Piscotty comes up with a single to center field, and that puts Piscotty in first. So we've got a runner on first, nobody out. Bruce Maxwell, the catcher, is going to bat next. Oh, they try to pick off Piscotty at first, and that's an error on the pitcher. It's a wild throw. That advances Piscotty to second. So now there's a runner in scoring position. Maxwell is still batting with nobody out. Maxwell comes through with the single to right field. That doesn't advance Piscotty to score. So now Piscotty advances to third. And Maxwell is positioned at first base. And Franklin Barreto is batting next with nobody out for Oakland. Oakland in a really good position here.
Strike 3, you're out.
Franklin Barreto strikes out looking. Dustin Fowler is now batting next. And Fowler grounds out to the third baseman, and they set him down. So now we've got 2 outs. Jet Lowry is batting next. That did advance the runner Bruce Maxwell to second. So with runners at second and third, Jet Lowry is now up next. And Lowry's gonna ground out to the second baseman, and that's an opportunity lost there. Oakland leaves 2 runners on base as we advance to the top of the 6th inning. Valbuena is leading for the Angels, and he gets himself a walk. That's the second walk given up by Bassett today.
Strike 3, you're out.
All right. Ian Kinsler set down via strikeout, strikes out looking. Ryan Schimpf is batting next. Schimpf comes up with a hit, single to center field. That advances the runner to second. Now runners on first and second for Zach Kozut. Kozut comes up with a single to center field. Now the bases are loaded. That's disappointing. Maldonado is going to fly out to left field. So with bases loaded, Maldonado is set down. That makes it 2 outs for Nolan Fontana with the bases loaded. Nolan flies out to right field, and Chris Bassett manages to escape intact without giving up any runs as the Angels leave 3 men on base. So now, notice Bassett has already thrown 95 pitches. It's the bottom of the 6th. So our pitcher will be coming in at the top of the 7th. That means I will have 2 guys warming up. Trevino and Hatcher. So both righties, but I need to decide how to work the next few innings. Now Chris Davis is batting next, lead off at the bottom of the 6th. Davis comes up with a single to left field. He's on at first base. Matt Joyce is now batting next with nobody out and a run on first. All right, don't know exactly what happened there. Looks like the catcher bungled that one, and Matt Joyce is going to bat again.
Strike 3, you're out.
And they get him this time. Strikes out swinging. All right, so Renato Nunez is back up. Renato had that home run that gave Oakland a lead. He's now batting with 1 out and a run on first. And there's a pitching change. Oakland brings in Luke. And he comes right in and gets a double play that ends the inning. And we now advance to the top of the 7th with Mike Trout set to bat. And I'm going to bring in Chris Hatcher, righty, to face the righty. All right. So Hatcher facing Trout. And Trout is set down via strikeouts. Is strikes out looking. It's an excellent job for the relief pitcher coming in and getting that huge out. Now he's going to face Chris Calhoun, and Hatcher retires Chris Calhoun. Wow. Could he retire the side here? Let's take a look. He's now facing Justin Upton. Upton up to bat with 2 outs. Nobody on for Angels. No way. Chris Hatcher comes into the game and literally retires the side as we move to the bottom of the 7th. That's an outstanding job there by the relief pitcher. We've got Matt Olson batting next. He's facing the lefty Jose Alvarez. My question now is, should I leave Matt Olson there, or should we substitute him and bring up a righty? We've got a switch hitter in Steve Lombardozzi Jr. Steve can play multiple positions. He can play first base, although he's not the best there, but you know what, this is first base. Matt Olson with his struggles. I feel like, yeah, let's make this move. So now we're bringing a right-handed batter to face the lefty Jose Alvarez. So the Angels make another pitching change by bringing in Jose Alvarez. Oh, Lombardozzi comes up with a double to right center field. Amazing. That's exactly what I wanted to see happen. As a pinch hitter there, he delivers big time for Oakland. And now we've got run on second with nobody out, and Steven Piscotty is batting next. So Piscotty, bring us home. They looks like I'm going to intentionally walk Piscotty. They don't want to face him with his power. Nonetheless, they are willing to face Bruce Maxwell. Maxwell, a lefty, will be facing Jose Alvarez, both lefties. And I'm going to ask Maxwell to see if he can bunt. Give it a try. And he does. And god damn. It doesn't work out as we hoped. And nonetheless, we still have a runner in scoring position. Franklin Barreto is now next with 1 out and 2 on. Barreto hits into a double play, and that inning goes for nothing. I mean, what are you going to do? You got to try. You can never win unless you try. So Lombardozzi has come in, and he is going to play first base. At the same time, we're going to get Trevino to continue warming up. Bob Werner comes in and hits a ground ball to the first baseman. They set him down. Chris Hatcher is still out there pitching for Oakland. And Hatcher gives up a walk to Ian Kinsler. So now they got Ryan Schiff with Kinsler at first and 1 out for the Angels. And Schiff is set down. Zach Kozat facing Chris Hatcher with 1 on and 2 outs for the Angels. Wow, Chris Hatcher, 2 strikeouts, retiring the side there without giving up a single run. Just purely impressive. So Dustin Fowler is now leading off for Oakland at the bottom of the 8th. The score is still tied 2-2, and Jim Johnson was sent in to relieve for the Angels, and he strikes out Fowler. Jet Lowry is facing Jim Johnson with 1 out. Nobody on for Oakland. And Lowry grounds out to the second baseman. He is retired. Chris Davis is now batting next for Oakland. Davis comes up with a hit to left field. He is now on base at first. And Matt Joyce is going to face Jim Johnson. And Matt Joyce grounds out to the second baseman. They retire him and decide the inning is over. We now move on to the top of the 9th. And I'm going to bring in Trevino, whom I know is ready. And we're going to also get our setup man, Petit, warming up, just in case this inning decides to go sideways. Trevino gets his first man when he comes in. Martin Maldonado grounds out to the shortstop, and they set him down. And now facing Trevino is Nolan Fontana. And Fontana is hit by the pitch. Not what I expected to happen. Fontana is a threat, so they're going to need to really keep a close eye on him. Mike Trout comes in and he flies out to center field. That was scary for a minute there. Trout not having a good day. Cole Calhoun now with a run on first. And Calhoun comes up with a hit, with a triple, run scoring triple. Trevino gives up a major hit. That's disappointing. Gives up another hit. That scores a run. The score is now 4-2 Angels. We should get him there. No way. Alright, so they steal a base, but it doesn't matter. The game is over there. I mean, the inning is over. Sorry, not the game. Alright. They've brought in their closer, Blake Parker, and we've got Renato Nunez batting next to face Parker at the top of the 9th. The score is now 4-2. And Renato Nunez is set down without a whimper. Steve Lamadozzi is batting next for Oakland.
Strike 3.
And he is also set down by a strikeout. We've got Steven Piscotty now facing Blake. Our last chance. And Piscotty is set down. Hits a line drive that is caught to right field, and that game is over. So looks like we've lost that game, ladies and gentlemen. It was a decent battle, but in the end, the Angels came through. I think both sides pitched really well. Let's take a look at our pitching. Chris Bassett came in and went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits and 2 runs. 2 of them earned. His ERA is still 2.75. Chris Hatcher came in and relieved him, went 2 innings, not giving up any run with 5 strikeouts. Lou Trevino came in for 1 inning and gave up 2 runs, 2 hits. That was sort of disappointing. For the Angels, they had Shohei Ohtani, who went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them earned. He had 6 strikeouts. The rest of their bullpen came in and held it down for them. Strangely enough, they've given Shohei Ohtani the play of the game, even though, in my opinion, Chris Bassett pitched well, but somehow Ohtani gets the nod as player of the game. Offensively, you guys watched the game. No need to really reiterate what you just witnessed, but Matt Joyce played well for us. He had a double. Lombardozzi also had a double. Renato Nunez had that home run that got things going for Oakland. In the end, the hit by Calhoun, that triple, did us in, and our pitching couldn't hold him off. But that's that. So we've lost that game, and we're still in the same position, last place in the standings. But it is what it is. I think it was overall a decent game, even though it was a losing effort. Well, that's basically it for this video. We're hoping the next time we'll be able to show you guys the rest of the week, how things progressed for the Athletics. But other than that, there we are. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and tune in for our next video. We hope to see you there. If you got comments, opinions, as always, please let us know what you think. Any ideas, suggestions, all is welcomed. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.